This is Times Square in New York. And what does it look like? Peaceful and simple or chaotic and confusing? Chaotic and confusing, right? Everybody say it. I want some interaction today. Chaotic and confusing. Right. Imagine you're one of these people. I would actually not like that. I don't think one of my kids wants to go to New York. I don't really want to go. But if you're there, there's just stuff coming at you from every direction. If you were trying to, like you didn't have Google Maps and you're trying to figure out where do I go to the place I'm trying to get, would that be easy if someone plopped you down there? No. Super confusing. This is our life very often. This is true. Graduates, this has been true for you in high school. This is true for grown-ups too. This is what life feels like very often. Super confusing. Or let me give you another really confusing illustration. What is this? This is a YouTube What's Trending feed. If you spend your life on YouTube, you will be super confused. Can I get an amen from the older adults in the room? Amen. YouTube is not real life. Just like this New York Times, the square in New York is not real life. Okay, look at some of the headlines on here, right? I mean, I don't even know what this, I'm a situation. I don't know, a tutorial for doing crazy things to your ears. What is that? A small human with a giant ice cream cone. We quit alcohol for a year. I mean, that's kind of cool, but just so much noise, right? Jazz November. Okay, I like jazz, but The Mummy, what do you got? Cyndi Lauper. Oh, wow, that looks awful now. 10 hours of a fireplace. Actually, that's the nicest one on here. I'd do the fireplace. 10 hours of a fireplace. Taskmaster. I mean, all the things that come at you in YouTube, this is not in any way an accurate representation of real human life. If you spent all your time in New York Times, or the Times Square in New York, or on YouTube, which some of you spend way too much time on YouTube, so here's another little mini side challenge for the graduates. Stop it. Just stop it. Okay? If you spend your whole life there, the world will look very confusing to you. It will look like, I don't even know who I am. How do I even get out of bed in the morning? Life is overwhelming. There's so many choices. There's so much chaos. Life is not that confusing. It's not that hard. It's really not. Imagine you pulled back all the way to the International Space Station or something like that. And you just looked at the earth maybe from God's perspective. Or even better, if you had time to do this, if you just walked around the world, or, maybe with God, you were able to just go visit, a million different human homes and watch what people are doing in their regular life. What would you find? What would you find that human life is mostly about? Not this. You would not find most people doing this or this. You would find most people, the vast majority of human beings, spending most of their time doing these three things: getting married and living together with another person, having some children and raising them, and doing good work. Now that's way less confusing, isn't it? This is what human life, our daily life, really consists in. God set it up that way, and you can't get around it without consequences. This is what human life is basically about. It's about family, it's about our relationships, and it's about doing good work in the world. That's what it is. That's why, as we read those verses, what did you see Paul focus in on? Wives and husbands, children and parents, slaves and masters. I know you're not actually a slave in your job, but the best way to understand that for our culture today is employers and employees. It really is. It's your job. This is what human life is about. So here's a point. If you have your notes here, you're here on site, or you're checking your notes online, here's one of the points you can write in. Graduates, don't get confused by all the chaos in the world. Don't let YouTube and social media deceive you into thinking life is about something else. Here's basically the stuff you're going to do in your life. Get married, have kids, and do good work. That's what life is. If you agree, can I get an amen from you? Amen. Now, not everyone will get married. Not everyone will have kids. But even for those who don't, this is still part of our role as a society to support these key relationships and to raise up the next generation. For everyone, that's part of our role. This is basically what human life is. And if you guys, graduates and young people, if you don't maintain this, our society will fall apart. It will.